Shadows of Betrayal Part 3. It's a tense night. Under the dim glow of the street lamp, Arya stands frozen, shocked by the accusations. Her brother, Rian, stands a few steps away, visibly shaken by Detective Sazid Evans' revelations. Sazid, firmly staring at Liam.
Your father was involved in some dark dealings, Rian. He arranged for the murder of his close friend's son, Eric, Arya's former boyfriend. But he never got the chance to explain his reasons.
Rian's face contorts with shock, his legs tremble, and he stumbles back.
Eric, our father?
Arya stares at Sazid, her mind reeling.
I don't understand. Why would anyone want to kill my father? And Eric's death? Are you saying my father was behind it? None of this makes any sense.
There's someone known as Shadow, Arya, a notorious killer, escaped from prison 2 years ago. He's known for his meticulous murders, leaving black envelopes as warnings, detailing each target's sins. Your father's dealings attracted his attention.
Arya looks down, her mind spinning with disbelief.
My father, involved in illegal business? And why did he want him dead too?
Sometimes, we have to accept painful truths. Your father's business was tied to crime and power. He started by killing someone and planned to end the same way, but he couldn't. As for Eric's death, that remains one of the mysteries I'm still piecing together.
Rian's face tightens, a strange mixture of regret and defiance.
And what does that mean for me?
That you were willing to go to any lengths to take what wasn't yours. Property, money, control. And you were about to make sure Arya was left with nothing.
You think you know everything, don't you?
Suddenly, a loud voice cuts through the tension. Lara, Rian's wife, steps outside, her face twisted with fury.
Take us to the station? What for?
Sazid turns, addressing her coldly.
You'll find out soon enough. By noon, the truth better be out, no hiding. You have until then to admit to everything.
Lara opens her mouth to respond, but 2 constables step forward, moving her and Rian towards the car. Rian clenches his fists, but stays silent. As they drive off, Arya watches, speechless and lost. Later that afternoon, Sazid returns to Arya's house. Arya's mother, Samina, sits with hollow eyes, trying to process everything. Arya stands beside her, still reeling from the morning's revelations.
Your brother and his wife have confessed, Mrs. Samina. They admitted to framing Arya, stealing the jewelry, spreading rumors. Their ultimate goal was to keep Arya out of her inheritance.
Samina, overwhelmed, holds back tears.
They tried to convince your husband to disown Arya. But when he wouldn't, Rian decided to end things another way. He convinced his father to meet outside late last night, hoping Shadow's team would handle it for him.
They planned to kill their own father for money?
Yes. They hired the same group of killers your father once hired to eliminate Eric. It was a group of 3 contract killers, completely anonymous, dangerous, and hidden.
My son, my husband, I can't believe it.
One more thing. Years ago, Arya, you lost an uncle. He vanished, only for his body to be found a week later. He was murdered because he'd seen something he shouldn't have. He'd seen your father with another woman.
Arya's face crumbles, the weight of revelation after revelation overwhelming her.
So my father was never innocent. He built everything on lies and violence.
Sazid places a hand on her shoulder.
I'm sorry, Arya. But there's one more thing you need to know.
Arya looks up, waiting, her gaze hollow. Your father's pharmacy business was a cover. It was trafficking illegal medicines. The poison that killed your husband, Farhan, was traced back to that pharmacy.
What? Are you saying my father poisoned Farhan?
We don't know for sure. But we found traces of the poison that killed him there.
But Farhan's death, it was ruled an accident. My family said it was.
They paid to have the case closed, Arya. Your ex-boyfriend, Eric, was involved too, protecting your father's business. And the poison Farhan drank that night? It wasn't meant for him.
The words sink in slowly as Arya processes the depth of her family's betrayal. As dusk settles, Arya stands alone outside, looking over the city lights. Sazid approaches, a steady presence beside her.
I know it's a lot, Arya. But there's a light at the end of this.
My family, everything I thought I knew, was a lie. I loved them, and all they did was use me.
Sazid stands silently as she wipes a tear away, her face set with a new resolve.
I'll make sure Shadow is taken down. You and your son will be safe. I promise.
It's not just about safety. I need answers, and I need to find peace.
Sazid nods, his gaze unwavering.
Then let's find it together.
The two stand in silence as the city lights flicker in the distance, a sense of closure and new beginnings just on the horizon. Shadows of Betrayal. Next part coming soon.